Hey everybody, it's Eric from EPautos.com, your libertarian car guy. You've probably already heard the news that Dodge is going to be canceling at least one iteration of the battery-powered Charger that I've yet to see one of. I haven't even gotten one yet to test drive. It's been out for more than a year. Haven't seen a single one yet, so you know, I'm not surprised that they're canceling at least the entry-level so-called version of it, which, by the way, has a base price around, I think it's about $60,000. So, wow, big surprise there. Two factors. First, the cost. Second, the fact that it's a battery-powered device. The Charger, the one that was not one you had to plug in, that was last available in 23, or was it 24? No, 23 was the last year for the Charger. The standard version of that with the V6, I think the base price of it was around $33,000. So they literally doubled the price. They eliminated a base trim that was accessible and affordable, and essentially made all of the Chargers very expensive and battery powered. And the catastrophic error there, which to me was so obvious, it's as obvious as a semi bearing down on you with its bright lights on, is that people who buy Chargers, people who buy Dodges, don't want battery-powered vehicles. There are people out there who like battery-powered vehicles. They buy Teslas, they buy Mercedes, they buy various other models. But Dodge's market probably, or buyer base, probably 90% of it, 90 to 95% of it, are people who like traditional American cars with engines, not motors and batteries. So, again, no big surprise. On the other hand, apparently they're going to continue to try to sell the higher tier iteration of it, the Scat Pack, I think they call it, which is just an abuse of language. They're using that venerable term that has in the past applied to highest performing versions of various Mopar muscle cars. Now it just talks about a higher performing battery powered device. And again, I have said for years now, and I think I'm being proved right. I'm by no means a prophet, but at least on this particular subject, I think I've got it pegged. Electric cars are performance cars. They are quick, and that's fine. The problem is they're not and never can be muscle cars. And the Charger is fundamentally a muscle car. Muscle cars have engines, period. I don't care how fast a battery-powered vehicle is. If it doesn't have an engine, it can't be a muscle car. And therefore, people who like muscle cars are not interested in electric cars. Doesn't matter if they have 600 or 700 horsepower. Who cares? You know, my old Trans Am probably has maybe 310 horsepower out of the modified 455 that it has. It's nowhere near as quick as the electric Charger they're trying to sell, but who cares? I fire it up, I watch the shaker hood shake, I listen to the sounds of that engine, and they're real sounds, not manufactured sounds. And that's another aspect of the current battery-powered Charger that's just pitiful, that they felt that they had to put that so-called fratzonic fake exhaust generating thing on it. If EVs are so great, if this thing is so much better than a muscle car with an engine, then why in the world did they have to simulate the sounds of an engine? It's really, really sad. It's like those Japanese guys who have their holographic girlfriend. You know, not an actual girlfriend, they have a virtual girlfriend. They put on their holographic glasses and they pretend they've got a girlfriend. That's basically what this thing is. Anyway, they're still going to try to sell this higher end one, at least according to what I've been able to cover. And they're going to try to eventually recover some of the losses and the damage by offering their Hurricane Inline 6 engine in the Charger. I personally don't think that's going to get traction either, and essentially for the same reasons. First, it's going to be too expensive. They're driving people out of the market with this thing. It's just too much. Second thing is, well, that's a great engine. I have nothing but good things to say about the new Hurricane 6. It's not a V8, and I don't care how powerful it is, it's never going to be a V8. And again, the people who want a car like a Charger, they like the rumble of a V8. Think about, here's a good analogy. You know, guys who like Harleys, what do they chiefly buy the Harley for? They buy it because of the V-twin and the rumpa, 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 rumpa sound that it makes. Now, you don't have to like it, but that's the reality. That's the thing. That's what you want if you're wanting a Harley. You don't want a quiet Harley. You know, if you want a quiet bike, smooth bike. You go get a Japanese bike with an inline 4. You don't get a big V-twin Harley. You want that vibration. You want that sound. And the same thing goes for cars like the Charger. People want that big Hemi V8. Now, hopefully they're going to bring that Hemi V8 back, and the sooner the better. A lot of people don't know who are outside of the business, but this whole pushing of the Charger device has been probably, in my opinion, and I think the facts support this, the biggest automotive debacle since Ford tried to sell the Edsel 60-something years ago. They're literally on the hook for billions in losses. They put so much money toward R&Ding this electric battery-powered charger thing, and nobody wants them. They can't even get them to dealers because apparently they brick, and they weren't able to fix them en masse via like an over-the-air software update. They had to send techs out to the lots where they're getting ready to ship these things to make them viable for shipping, and then they get to the dealers and they brick again. And people just don't want them. So now what are they going to do? They've spent a ton of money developing these things. They can't sell them. There's still lots of 2024 Chargers just sitting around waiting for somebody to buy them at a fire sale price. I don't know. I think things look really bad for Dodge, really, really dire. And it makes me sad because, Dodge was a viable brand. They made some great cars. I always enjoyed getting a Charger or a Challenger to test drive. It was so refreshing compared to the drab, boring, homogeneous transportation appliances that I usually get to drive. Oh, look, it's another crossover SUV. Oh, look, it has a 10.3-inch touchscreen. And the last one I had only had an 8.3-inch touchscreen. The Charger and the Challenger, they had some balls. They had some personality. They were fun. They were interesting. They had personality. Anyway, just wanted to share all that with you. There's more over at EPautos.com, the web's best libertarian gearhead site. You can also check out my review of the 2025 GMC Canyon. And I'll have something else coming up too, having to do with a very interesting J.D. Power study about advanced driver assistance technology, and how almost nobody wants it, and yet it's standard equipment in practically every new vehicle. I think every new vehicle. Why is that? Interesting question, huh? We'll get into that in an article up on the site. Thanks as always for listening, and we will catch up with you again soon.